I'm gonna have a little bit of a rant now, just for a change. On one of my videos, I can't remember which one it was now, there was a comment from a man or a woman saying that I was very negative and not the sort of person that they'd want to be around. And I get that, I do, of course I do. But for me, if I had negative friends or people that just entered my life, I guess I'd try and help them out, rather than point out their faults and flaws. I've had that, I've been through that. I've had a lot of people point out my flaws and say to me, "You are negative, Gary," they've said to me. You've got to try and be grateful for what you've got and all of that. But they're just fucking words, and everybody is different. Right? Everybody is just brought up differently and feels differently, is different emotions. And the reason I am the way that I am, more so right now, because of going through a fucking divorce, it's just made me think of everything that I've been through in the past and the way that I've reacted and things that have not gone well for me. It's highlighted all these old memories of old school days and previous relationships and things that I've done have started to appear in my mind because of what I'm going through. It's like being dumped has made me question every single thing about myself, my beliefs, my actions, everything that I've done, jobs that I've done, things that I've tried to create, building things or fixing things, whatever it is, and a lot of it, I've given it my best shot, and sometimes it just goes wrong, and it does, and it makes you, or it's made me think negative. I'm not one of these sort of people, at the moment, that can just stand up, brush myself off and say, right, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to make myself better. I'm not in that mindset right now. Yeah, for many different reasons. Obviously, the biggest reason is the fact that I've lost the one that I love, and the future that we were going to have together has been taken from me. I know I've still got a future, but the one that I was looking forward to has been taken from me. So it's like a whole new learning process. I've got to learn who I am again and learn what to do and how to make myself happy. And I just don't know at the minute, and I get these feelings and I think about the past a lot, and I know you shouldn't dwell on the past, but sometimes it just can't be helped. And as I've said over a few videos as well, I talk about them, I put them on camera to get them off my chest. And that it sort of works for me, just to get it out in the open. Doing vlogs, it's like a digital journaling, if you will. It just works talking, and that's why I do what I do. But don't get me wrong, I don't like being negative. I don't, of course I don't, and no one will. But I've got to get through this and find my way forward. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm taking one day at a time, one step at a time. Just trying to move forward the best that I can. But it's not easy. And I can only apologise to people if I'm coming across too negative. I don't want to bother people by being negative, but you've got to understand from my point of view that I'm hurting right now, and it's making me question everything. And sometimes I get lost in my own thoughts about everything that I used to be, everything that I used to do, and it just makes you second guess yourself. I really hope you can understand where I'm coming from with that. I'm an emotional man, and I'm hurting. It's as simple as that. But I'm trying. I'm taking, I'm reading the comments, I'm taking advice, I'm doing my own research, I've got professional help. I'm doing everything that I'm meant to be doing to progress forward. But it's going to take a bit of time. There is people on here that have left me comments they've been broken up 5 years or more, and they still suffer with that pain. I'm trying to take a bit of a back step now I'm a guilty person of scrolling through TikTok, and I do like TikTok. It just passes the time, and well, it just takes my mind off things. But because the TikTok algorithm has learned what I like to watch, I'm getting a lot of the breakup stuff. And the one that's sticking in my mind, 60 to 70% of divorces are initiated by the woman. That's quite sad, you know, especially like the older woman. I think that's really sad. But then I think there's a lot of men out there, from what I've been looking at, that don't pay their women any attention, don't open up when it comes to love, don't want to spend time with them. And that's so fucking sad. And I was exactly the opposite of what some of these men are. I wanted the time, you know, I gave all of my emotions. I spread my feelings to her. You know, I was completely honest, loyal, didn't cheat, didn't fucking lie. You know, I was caring. I sent flowers and things. You know, I was just nice. Or at least I thought I was. Where there's a lot of men out there that are being divorced, and they were the complete opposite. You know, it just makes me think. It just makes me. I'm trying to figure out who I should have been, or who I am, to keep a relationship and the spark alive. You know, I thought I was doing everything right, and it turns out I wasn't. I don't know, you try and be this hopeless romantic, this romantic, caring, understanding sort of partner, but sometimes it's just not good enough. I hope you understand where I'm coming from with that. I say that a lot as well, and I hope you understand, but like I say, all these videos, there's no sitting here and thinking about what I'm going to say. It just comes out. It just spills out of my mind as I get an idea on what I want to talk about. I don't write it down. It's just, no, I don't script anything. But yeah, the reason for making this video is if I upset anybody or annoy people by coming across negative, which I am, I just hope you can stick with me, and I hope you can understand why I am the way I am. I'm just in that mindset right now. It's very difficult to be positive, you know, to think of a future where I'm a better person. I hope I can be, but you got to understand. Sorry, you got to bear with me. Every day is a battle. Every hour, every minute can be a bit of a battle. You know, I can be triggered really easily, but I am absolutely doing my best to keep moving forward. And I give myself a pat on the back for getting up in the mornings, for coming to work, you know, for going and having a bath or a shower or whatever it is, and eating and things like that. Some people, when they go through heartache, can give up, don't look after themselves whatsoever, and some people even terminate their lives. And I get that. I've had those feelings, but I haven't acted upon them. I want the pain to stop. That's all I want. I want the pain to stop. So please forgive me for coming across as negative. Anyway, that's my rant for today. Yeah, please give me a like and all that good stuff, and I'll speak to you later.